time is now, now or never, I can't look back. It's mine forever, the record is stacked. It's like the Letterman team on my back. The time is now, now or never, I'm making it count. Counting the times they counted me out. Straight out the mud, I'm making it out. I gotta get it, the time is now. Sheesh.
Hey, sometimes you forget. Like, you always ask for Chili. When can we get the biggest player in the state to commit to Arizona State and stay home and be a hometown hero?
Well,
Hey,
just so
listen,
we're clear,
hold on. Press that pause button, Cam Cox. Press that pause button. You stop it right now. Yesterday, on Jake Hildebrand Day, Golden Ticket, Coach Saga Tuatele, bringing you that saga for real. Hey, the saga continues. Bringing the big hometown hero, the pancaker, destroyer of defensive linemen, golden ticket recipient, Kenny Dillingham's own, Jake Hildebrand. Hey, it's going to be a new brand of offensive lineman out here, telling you that right now. Defensive linemen going to have to climb a hill for real. Hey, we about to get serious up in this thing.
Are you okay?
Hey, I just want to let you know
we're
turning this thing. We are turning this thing all the way up. Welcome to Dropping Dimes with Cam Cox and the one and only your boy Chili holding it down. We was out there at them showcases. We was out there all the way breathing on Val Vista. We was all the way out there in Phoenix at Brophy. Hey, we was out there cooking.
Hey,
cooking.
I'll say this, and people will see some other interviews coming up a little bit later on in the show. A couple things about Chili and his hypeness. That's the first time Chili has ever introduced this show. We've been doing this thing near 40 episodes. And, most of the time Chili just sits back and, you know what, Cam, you got it. He's in a different level today, folks. He's in a different level.
Hey.
How do you feel, man? What's your feeling like?
Listen,
happiness is a choice.
Hey, there's a lot of things that begin with H, Hildebrand, happiness, and holding it down. And we saw a little bit of all of that yesterday on Jake Hildebrand Day at Basha on Val Vista, where the #1 recruit in the state of Arizona chose to stay home and be a hometown hero and be that guy. Not some guy, not a guy, but the guy. And I could not be more excited.
With that being said, listen, we got other interviews to get to here in just a little bit, but let's get it going. It's very rare for what has happened in Arizona where the top recruit in the state chooses to go to ASU. It has not happened since N'Keal Harry in 2016. And listen, I know this dude is incredibly busy. He's got a lot going on right now. They're also trying to get ready for a football season here. Basha's got to defend that open title at some point, Chili. He's probably on the road somewhere. Look, he's in his car because he's got a million interview requests, but he's taking some time to talk to us knuckleheads. Jake Hildebrand. Jake, first of all, it's good to see you, man. It was good to spend some time with you yesterday and see that reaction to you committing to ASU. Well, about 24 hours after the fact, how has life changed?
Yeah, first off, I just got to thank everyone for helping me be in the situation. It's truly a blessing to be in this situation. 24 hours ago, just committing to a school that me and my whole family has been watching since since I was young. So, it's really cool to be a part of that now and be that next class up because, I have friends that were in the 26s, 25s, 24s that committed. And I was like, dang, I'm waiting for my turn, and it's finally my turn. So, I'm very, very glad that it's panned out this way.
Jake, Chili is super excited over there. I'm surprised he hasn't jumped in yet and cut you off. But I got one more for you here. Who's been the coolest person to reach out? Like, when you commit, it all of a sudden seems like Sun Devil Nation, like they just erupted. So has it been cool to see the reaction from Sun Devil fans and anybody that's reached out that's meant a lot to you?
Oh, yeah. You know what? There's a lot of them that have the whole Arizona State, fan base has been itching for me to come. I'm very grateful that they really want to see me stay home. It shows that, that we have different, we have different, fans that, want to see Arizona State and also just Arizona kids in general, just stay home, stay in, this really dry, hot State. So, it's really great to see that.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Jake, I got to know, man. The wave on social media afterwards, the aftermath of once you said, forks up, I'm committing, and all that stuff. What was that like for you to open up your phone and see like 2 million messages and retweets and reposts and all that stuff?
It probably was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, mom, go buy. Can I get a charger? Can I get an extra charger?"
Oh yeah. It was funny. Yeah, my phone, I was in my pocket. I'm like, oh, something's like really hot. I'm like, oh, well, that's my phone blowing up. But it was really cool to see that. Just I'm glad to see that everyone likes, not just likes, but loves, everything that I'm staying home, and just trying to build. And they're in this with me. We're all trying to see Arizona State be built, on backs of Arizona people.
Yeah,
So
it's a great
Hey,
thing, Jake.
Hey, Jake, what do you do personally? What responsibility are you going to try to assume in making sure that some of these kids do stay home? Will you be reaching out to some of the guys that aren't committed yet in the 27 class, or some of your younger brothers in the 28 and 29 classes?
Chili, he's already doing it. I saw somebody put up a message
Hey,
on
yeah,
Instagram where he said, "Stay home."
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I've definitely started to do that so far. Definitely looking for, oh, I can't think of his name now, but the corner that's a 29 at Hamilton. He reached out to me and we're trying to get him to stay home. He's starting to get some offers right now.
Sheesh.
I've even reached out to Roy. I want Roy to stay home. I know he's committed right
Hey,
now. I want to try to get him flipped. That'll be a really cool thing. We all played on the Bears together, so that'll be really cool to see him get a lot more Bears, Chandler Bears, to come play at ASU. And then definitely out of state too, because we want to have some out of state, but
right.
yeah. And then seeing the tackle from Mountain View. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, but
Ty Kennedy.
Ty Kennedy. Yeah, I want to see him. He started to blow up this year. I've seen that he's gotten a lot of offers. Top six. Seeing that Arizona State was in there was really
Love
cool.
that.
Definitely showing that um, Dillingham and Tuatelli, are trying to get him as well to get two 27s from the east side of Phoenix. That would be really cool to have for that 27
I love
class.
this. I
Jake,
love hearing
listen,
this, by the way.
Jake, this is a lot of responsibility, man, and you seem to be kind of cool with it. Like, do you embrace that a little bit, like being one of the guys that are trying to like rally the valley, activate the valley even more, and keep people home? Do you embrace that? Do you enjoy that kind of that role that you're playing a little bit?
Yeah, I definitely do. It shows that, not just me or not just the fan base, but also me personally being able to be like, hey, you know what? I'm going through this process with you. I can help you as well. If you need to ask me questions or anything like that, reach out to different kids and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely really cool.
Chili,
Hey,
his
I got
as you saw, his grandpa was there yesterday. Chili, what
yeah.
Jake? I don't need to know when you told your family, but like when you decided you were going to ASU and you told, what was grandpa's reaction? Because obviously he went to ASU and big influence on your life. What was his reaction?
Oh, you know what? When I went and said, I'm coming to Arizona State, he was sitting actually right in front of me on the stage. He was that first row, that first seat right there. And I made sure to get his reaction because, he was a little bit here, he's watching stuff like that. As soon as I said Arizona State, he went, just the glow on his face was, tremendous. It was crazy. It was so cool.
Yeah, you'll remember
Man,
that forever, Jake. That's
Oh
that's
yeah.
neat.
Oh
I
yeah.
love that. Big 74 staying home. Listen, some high school football stuff. Let's talk about Basha for a second. Defending this crown that you got or chasing it. Like you've done both. What seems to be harder early on in the defending process?
Yeah, you know what? Like we said when we won it in 22, I personally was on the team yet, but going in as a freshman, our biggest thing was we have a target on our back. So, we used to say hunt them first. I feel like we gotta have that saying again because definitely we are the ones that everyone wants to beat. Everyone wants to, knock us down the throne that we're on right now. Yeah, so just to hunt them first, is probably going to be the biggest thing for us. We got to keep working harder than we did last year, to keep it, and that would be really cool to go back to back.
Hey, real quick before I let you go, I gotta know, and this isn't bulletin board material for anybody, but you're a huge competitor. You love to compete versus the best. I am just curious, who on your schedule are you kind of circling like, oh man, I cannot wait to go head to head with this guy, or I can't wait to go head to head with that guy. Like, are there any guys on your schedule, any defensive linemen that you're like, I'm circling this one because this is gonna be a great matchup for me?
Yeah, definitely. You know what? I feel like all of them should be scheduled for sure because Arizona has some really good football that we have right now. All of these defensive linemen are getting better and better on the offense as well. But me personally, what? I'm really excited for Week 1 playing against Chandler, especially because it's going to be on ESPN. That's
Woo!
going to be really
There we
cool.
go.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There we
So
go.
I just got news that was moved to, I believe, Saturday now, just because it's on ESPN. So that will be
Oh.
Oh,
definitely a challenge. Yeah.
you
Hey,
know
well,
what?
since Jake put
I
that out
gotta
there,
work Saturday now, Chili.
hold on.
We gotta work.
I got you covered. I got you covered as a subservient of the station. But just since Jake put that out there already, I am 90% sure that this ain't no ESPNU or ESPN2. This is
No.
actual ESPN because
Yep.
we got the big fella, Jake Hildebrand, Mr. Golden Ticket himself, playing in this game, the pancaker. Just so we're clear. Hey, just so we're clear. Just want to put that out
Protein pancaker.
OT. Oh yeah.
Pancaker. That's what Jake, real quick, is there anybody you still want to say thank you to? That's helped impact your life. I told you this yesterday, man. I really enjoyed listening to your dad's speech, man. That
there. Oh
was
my gosh.
that was pretty powerful, man. And it's crazy in those moments, you never know how many people are going to talk, but man, hearing your dad talk about your life like that and what it's meant to be your dad, your father, it's just cool, man. So anybody you want to say thank you to, go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to thank my whole family. I want to thank my coaches, Coach Kelly, Coach Babcock also, and then our amazing head coach, Coach Mack. He's played a big role in this. And then all my teammates. They're the ones pushing me in practice every day, and I'm pushing them just so we get better. And then come on, you can't forget Grandpa Larry as well.
There you, Grandpa Larry.
Love
Man,
it.
Jake Hildebrand, Mikey Barth, man, the newcomer waves here locally
Hey.
at ASU. Hey, just so Chili can calm down. Jake, can you give a forks up? Just so.
What's up?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. You know the deal.
Jake
Oh, yeah.
Hildebrand. Thanks, man. Appreciate the time, buddy. Go enjoy your day, my friend.
Thank you.
There we go. How cool is that, Jake? And how cool is that, Chili? That's
Oh
just
man,
neat, man.
it's amazing. Listen, I was out there. It was a little more than 10 years ago. I feel like when Nikhil Harry committed to ASU, and it
You
was
felt it.
electric.
You felt it.
Yeah, you did. But this one's different. This one's different. The
Why?
circumstances surrounding
Why?
it. Um,
Because it's been a minute. Because Chili, it's been a minute.
not
This is what we've talked about for a
Not
long
not
time.
not because it's been a minute, Cam. There were just some other circumstances surrounding Nikhil's commitment to ASU that I felt like we knew that he was going to commit to ASU because his grandmother. He wanted to make sure that his grandmother could come and watch a lot of his games, things like that. His parents weren't really like around so much, so his grandmother was the one that like kind of took care of him. With Jake, it's just different. Like I feel like he absolutely ASU was like that was what was in his heart from the beginning.
Yeah.
The Grandpa Larry thing, his parents though, but like it's just different. Magnitude's the
it
same,
it it
but
means it means more because it's personal. It
yeah,
feels. Listen, that was my takeaway listening to him talk yesterday, and then chatting again with him today. Like we've asked him why this is so special, and the first words out of his mouth are family. And usually when you talk to Kenny about ASU, the first words out of his mouth are family and other people. And that's why to me it means it seems like it hits home a little bit more. And listen, the importance of people like Jake Hildebrand, top players in the state choosing to go to ASU, to me sends a shockwave like throughout the valley. It lets top recruits know that like, hey, ASU is for real. They just had two players drafted in the first round. Two players
yeah,
drafted in the first round, by the way, that a few years ago weren't even on people's draft boards. Heck, a
yeah. That
few
talks
years
about
a few years ago, one of them wasn't even playing football. You know what I mean? At a high level. And so like
that
he
talks
mentioned
about
that
the
he mentioned that yesterday, like what ASU can do for you
Yes.
to develop.
Yes.
And not only if you get that opportunity to come here and you are a top player, it shows you that ASU can not only win football games, with good talent, but it can take that good talent and get you to the next level. And that's the focus. And that's
For
what it can
sure.
do.
For sure. And like, listen, man, Nikhil's commitment to ASU was absolutely special also.
Yeah, but it's been a minute.
I just feel like this one's just different for a variety of reasons. And I think some of it is the personal aspect of like, Jake could have gone anywhere and Nikhil could have gone anywhere too. But I feel like when Nikhil was committing, like I knew, like I was like, oh, he's gonna pick ASU because he wants his grandmother to make it to. He could have went to A&M and his parents would have moved there, or Utah or whatever, and his parents could have moved there. It would have been simple. But he chose to stay home. He chose to stay at ASU. That's what he wanted, genuinely in his heart. That was the only one. And there's that. And also the day and age of like NIL wasn't going on back then, and it is now. So shout out to Jake.
But Chili,
man.
it's 10 years. It's a long time. We've seen a lot of top players not go to ASU.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Not go to Arizona. And so
true,
like it's been a long time. And we've talked about why, those two schools have not recruited in-state talent very well. And especially with ASU under the previous regime, they talked the talk but didn't walk it. You know what I mean? Kenny has tried a handful of different ways to make this happen. He's a big relationships person, and I think this shows that it really does pay off. And the evidence is what has happened in their program on the field. Like kids can see it. And I just think it's big. I think you got to have a few of these
shockwaves.
And I've always said for years the top players shouldn't leave this state. They just shouldn't. There's primetime programs here for them to go. For him to go, I get you want to go experience something else and do this. And how often do we see a player go somewhere else and they come right back here? Sooner or later, it happens. But I think being at ASU is something special, and Kenny has shown that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I think Dillingham's going to take this program to places that it's never been. He already has with that CFP appearance, and I know that there's a lot of folks down south that are bitter and always try to minimize some of that stuff. But
they've had success too. U of A has had success too.
And
let's not forget that where they finished.
And Coach Dillingham actually likes it when U of A is good because he doesn't want to beat them and kick them when they're down. He wants to beat them when they're good. Yeah. And I respect that. There's a lot to be said for that. Hey, this is absolutely huge for the state of Arizona. Football, high school football, college football, all of it. And Jake Hildebrand is absolutely special, and I cannot wait to see what he does on the football field this year.
That's it. All right. Now we're going to switch gears here. We got some interviews from the showcases that we're going to play right after this. So, Chili, as we play those interviews, anything you want to say out the door?
Yeah, hey, make sure y'all check in Chili's two-piece. I did get a few minutes to chop it up with Jake on Jake Hildebrand Day yesterday. And then, me and Gridiron chopped up some of these schedules, and Beetle jumped on and did me dirty with that Corona-Hamilton game where Corona was up, and I had predicted that they would win, and he actually picked Hamilton. And on the show, Hamilton was losing. But after the show...
Yeah.
See, just check Twitter and find out what happened.
Yeah. Or you can watch Locker Room tonight and see what happened. We got that too.
Hey,
all the above. All right. Enjoy these interviews from the showcase. Chili and I were sweating bullets out there on that hot turf. But we talked to some really cool college coaches who, of course, in town to see a bunch of local talent. Some names you'll know, some names you won't know, but we'll introduce them to you, have some fun conversations about Arizona high school football, past, present, and future.
Oh, you know the deal. Hey, it's hot out here, but it's even hotter on that field with all that talent. And we got the one and only absolute legend, Brandon Huffman from Rivals, now back home at Rivals, and moved to Arizona from the Pacific Northwest because he had to be out here to evaluate all this talent.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, I got to know, what's it like being out here and seeing all these guys in Arizona that are absolutely blowing up?
It's been incredible. I think you just see the depth of the talent. You can go to a showcase with 6 schools, and each school has a Division I guy. You've got coaches that are flocking to these events. You see them moving from event to event, and they're getting their money's worth. I talked to one school. They've got an Airbnb this week with 5 or 6 of their coaches because they wanted to plant a flag here at out-of-state school, and they know that they're going to be able to find talent. They can find linemen. They can find skill position players. They can find specialists. We even saw, I think, 3 specialists have been offered this week.
Yeah.
And they're underclassmen. You don't see that very often anymore. And so these showcases have been just huge for the schools, for the publicity for the schools. But more importantly, I think it's going to be one of those that the trickle-down effect for years to come is going to be other schools in other areas are going to say, we got to do something like that. Make it easy for the coaches. Let our kids have an opportunity to be showcased, and then boom, offers start rolling in.
Brandon, someone who travels the entire country, how different are these showcases compared to spring ball and what other people do across the country?
Yeah, I was in the Bay Area all last week, and getting to see some of the schools in Northern California. I was at the De La Salle Sarah Showcase. You think high school football, obviously De La Salle comes to mind. Sarah, where Tom Brady went, and you see those 2 schools and the history that those 2 schools have at producing. There's no surprise why there's a lot of coaches there. Then you go to Hamilton this week, go to Basha this week, and you see even more coaches at those schools, and they don't have the 151 game winning streak or a movie made after them, or they don't have the greatest player in football history as an alum, his name on the stadium.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. But what they do have is that, like I said, that depth of talent. It's not just the 27s, it's the 28s, the 29s. And so what you're seeing here is that the talent in Arizona is not just top heavy, it's deep. And you see a lot of other schools in states where they don't want to play together. They don't want to work with each other, where you might have one school is doing theirs at the exact same time, another school in their district's doing. Here you got the schools working together. How can we maximize the eyeballs on our kids?
I love that about the schedule across Arizona. You kind of seen that the past 2.5 week stretch where it's everybody's got their own date and time, which helps all these coaches out.
And more importantly, I think from a coach's standpoint is you give them a cushion to get to the next school without having to rush. We don't have to leave early. We can stick around for the end of practice, talk to these kids, extend those offers, get to the next school just in time. And I think the working together and how many schools that you can get, 4 schools on a field, 6 schools on a field, break it up, do 4 at one time, 4 right after that. You want to make it as easy as possible for these kids to get eyes on them from the coaches, and the coaches want it to be as seamless as possible. They want to get most bang for their buck. So if they can go to a school and see 8 schools there, that only helps the product on the field. It only helps the schools get those guys out, and that's just something that you don't necessarily see in other parts of the country where the schools, the districts, they want to work together. They want to work against each other.
Hey, besides NAU, which has done a great job recruiting in the state of Arizona, besides ASU, which I think has done a great job with that golden ticket concept, and Arizona, which has our young guy Andrew Morgan over there, I am curious, which school has done a great job recruiting in the state of Arizona that you think has done just an excellent job out here?
Well, I would say if we're just going by this week alone, we're seeing Texas Tech really being active this week, seeing them out here. Former Cardinal, one of the coaches on their staff, was very active. In fact, Rivals just did an article this week about Texas Tech, all the offers that went out in the state of Arizona this week. So Texas Tech sees Arizona as a Big 12 state. They got 2 teams in their conference in that state. Let's go plant a flag there. Everybody's coming to Texas. ASU's got the Texas to Tempe thing. So from Texas Tech, I'm going to go to Arizona and try to do the same thing. So they've done a good job. I think we've seen San Diego State very active this morning over at Marcus Deniza. They offered, I think, 3 guys on Mountain Point. Idaho has really,
shout out to Coach Ford, our guy Coach Ford.
They've done a tremendous job. You're not just seeing them at the showcases, you're seeing them tweet about being at other schools too. So, when you've got teams in your conference in this state, like an Idaho having NAU, like a Texas Tech having U of A and ASU, you want to go to that state when there's that talent there. So you're seeing some schools that are kind of creeping in. Sacramento State's another one. Alonzo Carter, they're making the move to FCS or FBS in July. So Zoe, who was at U of A the last couple of years as the running backs coach, he knows this area. He knows the talent here. So he comes down and he can be on the road as a head coach until they make that move to FBS. And so he's got multiple staffers here. So you're seeing schools that are really making this a priority.
Hey, I wish ASU would do more to recruit this. That's just me personally. I know we talked about the gold ticket,
I think the golden ticket concept is a great thing that Kenny's doing.
But keep going. Keep going with
and
it.
he's going to build.
We
on
got to
that.
build that wall for get Texas Tech on out of here.
Look, we got Coach Mons out here. I've seen Coach Iguano at a bunch of these things, and Coach Tuatele everywhere. Coach Amy, I think
Josh
that
Amura, they're
doing a great job.
He was at a bunch of schools yesterday, so I think you're seeing much more visibility from them in this.
Than in the past.
Which
Than
is
in
great.
the past. One thing that I am curious about is the evolution of Arizona as a quote unquote football state. Is it still a hot take that Arizona is top 10, maybe closer to top 8 in the country?
I would say.
Hold on, who said they? I thought they were top 5.
No, some people don't even
Who?
think they're in the top 10. Go on Twitter.
Have
and
they
it's
seen
an
the-
unhealthy place.
Can I say that first? Can I,
absolutely.
Listen, it was a few years. I'll say 2017 when the quarterback started to roll out of here.
Yeah.
That's when, in
Spencer
my
Rattler
eyes,
era.
you saw tons of college coaches started to come through. And since
Absolutely.
then,
No
I
question.
don't think it's stopped. And I'll say I think it's top 5. Maybe that's just me though.
Yeah, I mean, top 5. Now you're
It's
you're
tough.
trying to jump past Louisiana, which per capita is going to have more with a suburb like of New Orleans. But it's clearly the number 2 out west behind California, and the only reason California's ahead of them is obviously the
size.
demographic, the population.
Yeah.
But and Jason Drew, I worked with him for 14 years at Scout.com, and he would always say, and it's like, okay, Jason, you might be exaggerating, but then you start to see going back to the 2000s, with whether it was Taylor Luan, a Craig Rowe, and Everson Griffin, who at Scout.com
his
was our number
knowledge
1
right
overall
here.
player.
Oh, Craig Rowe.
Welcome to class.
A Devon Kennard. I mean, you start seeing those guys, and then you get into the next years where you have the Brett Hundleys, you have Spencer Rattlers, you have N'Keal Harry, Chase
Christian
Lucas,
Kirk.
Christian Kirk. Yeah, how did I forget Christian Kirk?
Murphy.
Mark Andrews,
Sheesh.
Kyle Allen, who was the
Keely
number 1
Ringo.
quarterback, Keely Ringo. So
Bijan.
it's clearly when you have a 20-year pattern, it's not a blip. It's a pattern, and so. If they're top 5, you're going up against the Georgia, California, Florida, Texas, so you're right behind them. But at worst, they're top 10 and number 2 out west.
Who are the 3 best players that you ever evaluated out of the state of Arizona? And keep in mind
He
that
just
he might
rattled
not
some.
have seen everybody. No, because he might not have
Oh,
seen
that's
all
true.
those
Good
guys.
point,
Those
yeah.
might just be names that he knows about.
Well, one of the nice parts about being a part of like the All-American Bowl for all these years is I did get to see a lot of these guys at the All-American Bowl.
Okay.
I would say Everson Griffin was probably still the best. I mean, he ran a 4.4840 at 260 pounds at the Scout.com combine back then. I'm going a little bit old school here. I mean,
Okay.
him and Chris O'Dowd were in the same class, and both were top 30 players. Chris O'Dowd ended up going to USC, and I think he had some back injuries that kind of derailed his career. Kennard was another one,
Wow.
another 5-star player back then. I mean, shoot, that's a hard question because I do have a little bit of historical going back to the
But you don't go back to
2000s.
Bobby Wade.
I don't go back to Bobby
Okay.
Wade. 2004, 2003.
Okay.
I started in 2003, 2004 was my first class.
Okay.
So that was like the Marshawn Lynch, Adrian Peterson class.
Okay.
But
Oh,
not
that's a
long
good
after
class.
that, Brett Hundley was one of those great quarterbacks.
Fred today.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
his guy.
phenomenal
Friend of the
player.
program.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he basically saved UCLA football from irrelevance when he got there with Jim Mora taking over. You had some of the players that, like Mark Andrews, who, Mackey Award winner, Kyle Allen, who was the number 1 player. I'd probably put Christian Kirk on there because what Christian Kirk would do at the national events back then, he went to the
silly.
opening finals twice, which back then you were a unicorn if you went to the opening finals twice. He went to the Under Armour game, the SEC Freshman of the Year. So I'd probably put him in that group. And
Everson Griffin and Christian Kirk.
yeah,
Who's your last one?
My last one. I feel like I have to say somebody recent, just for.
Oh, recency bias is always a thing. Bijan?
Yeah, but I mean, if we factor in what they did in college and the NFL, you got to go with Taylor Luan. He was phenomenal at Under Armour that year, and I remember seeing him. We did an Under Armour camp at the Cardinals facility in 2008, and Jason was doing all the invites, and he said, "Hey, keep an eye on this big goofy guy. He's gonna be good." And he went down to Under Armour that year and was stoning. That was back when Under Armour just got all the Southern kids.
Okay.
And he went down. He was stoning those guys, and of course, he let them know every play, which I know is a shock to anybody who follows him. That he let that guy know that he just dominated him, and he was just a big old goofy dude from Arizona who just owned a kid. So I would probably put Taylor Luan in there because of what he did at Under Armour 20 years ago.
That's
I
an
love the
impressive
knowledge
3.
here. I
Hey,
love the knowledge
Professor
here.
Huffman
Yeah.
teaching class
There you
right
go.
now. Sheesh.
Brandon from Rivals, appreciate the time, so thanks for stopping
Having
by.
me on.
All right, you know the deal. We out here interviewing all these coaches, players, and trying to show love at the Brophy Showcase out here in Phoenix, braving the heat. And we got one of them hot boys from New Mexico State, Coach Mazzoni, tight ends coach over there, holding it down. Hey, first thing I want to know is you've been everywhere thanks to your pops. Where is the best place to grab a bite when you're on the move here in Arizona?
Oh, Los Favoritos burritos.
Oh,
man.
oh.
Five. Hey, when I was at
Los-
Arizona State in 2010 and 11, we had Brock Osweiler and Berkovici. We used to go grab burritos and bring it down to the quarterback room. So Los Favoritos, my favorite.
Who was the best quarterback in that quarterback room? Be honest, on the spot. I gotta know.
You know, hey, we had Stephen Threet, and then we had Brock Osweiler, and then I know Taylor Kelly was a phenomenal player.
That's my
that
guy.
left us. TK, man, I saw him a couple weeks ago doing a phenomenal job.
Training quarterbacks now, yeah.
He is, man. He has a heck of a job over there. I mean, every top quarterback in the NFL is there training with him, and just proud of him.
And then Burko's coaching the NFL now.
Berkovici, passing game coordinator for the Panthers, man.
So listen, you got the 2-minute drill.
Yep.
You need to score to win to end the game. Which quarterback are you putting under center?
Ooh, that's a good one right there. I mean, like I said, Brock. Me and Brock were there together. If I'm not mistaken, he has the most passing yards in Arizona State history, and I don't know if he was going to be breaking anytime soon.
Man, I love that.
Brock was just that tall guy back. Like, it's cool, calm, collect when he was back there.
He was feeding the rock to Flugrad, G-Rob. we had some dudes, Mike
here we
Willie,
go.
Jamal Miles. I mean, there's probably some guys I'm forgetting right now, but he had some dudes with the ball too.
What's your favorite part about being back here, back home, ish for you, recruiting and stuff like that?
You know, just the faces I see, these high school coaches, man, they do a great job in development. And it's about, recruiting is about relationships. And so you get out here, you get to see Coach Jason Jewell and these guys. And, man, just that relationship that we had in the past, they know my route, where I've been, and, just understanding what the path these young men are going through, and just helping them get on to their goals, being a Division I player.
When you were at ASU back in the day, did you ever think coaching was the route? How did this work out?
Man, after one day hanging out with Dennis Erickson, I did. Phenomenal head coach, man. Hall of Famer.
He motivated you?
Oh, yeah.
That was the one?
Awesome, man. He knows more ball than I ever will.
that's
So
a good
he was awesome.
I thought it would have been Pops. I mean, I'm just saying.
He's fun, but that was every day at the house, so I was kind of used to that.
Yeah.
But no, we had a great staff, and just the route I've been in with, even with Coach Mora at UCLA, Kevin Sumlin. Been very fortunate to be some great head coaches, and so obviously right now Tony Sanchez.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we all know your dad, but what's the best thing you learned from him, maybe growing up?
Be yourself. Be passionate what you want to do. Work hard. Be a great teacher, and it doesn't matter what level ball, man. Like, you're going to teach a 12-year-old like you would a 22-year-old, right? Give them all the fundamentals, and just give these guys the best way to have the tools to have success on the football field. And then also have that feeling that we're building them as young men, and that relationship on and off the field. We enjoy being around them, and so that's the biggest thing. I love having that front door open for my office. They come in, have those talks about families, and that's the biggest thing, relationships.
I've always wanted to ask the son of another coach this. Have you ever tried to outball Dad? Like, if y'all ever sat down at the table and been like, Dad, I got you. No, that play don't work. We got to do it like this. He goes, no, son, this is why it doesn't work. You go, no, Dad, I got this here. Y'all ever tried to do that?
I was on the headset for a decade with that man. There's a couple times I was like, nope, don't call that one, and then the ones, so we've had our back and forth. But hey, when he's on though, I'll probably never get to that level. I mean, he's on.
Continuing to grow in the game though, like you've got to watch your dad literally coach high school level here at a high level over there at Higley and stuff, and then you got to watch him bounce up to UCLA and then in the UFL and things like that. What's it like watching him grind, don't stop mentality, all gas, no brakes?
Man, it's true grind. He loves the game. He wants to, before it's all said and done, he wants to give back to the game of football because of this life that we live and this journey that we've been on. And so he just does a great job of, wherever he goes, giving his knowledge to the young men and just developing. And it's fun winning ball games on Friday or Saturdays.
End zone offense, Google it.
Tell us about Las Cruces. What do you like about there?
Man. I mean, unbelievable college town. About 100,000 to 200,000 people. You like green chili? We got it.
Ooh,
but
okay.
Let me tell you, in New Mexico, they put green chili on everything. In fact, if you ask for no green chili, they might look at you a little funky.
Where's the spot? Where's the spot in New Mexico?
You gotta go to Andale's Doghouse. Andale's, you got La Posta, but Andale's is where we go all the time. Great place. I'll take you when you come visit us sometime.
And that's gonna happen. We're making the road trip. Dropping dimes, we're gonna make the road trip out there.
Yeah.
No, but it's a fantastic place. We got a brand new facility, great staff, great place to play your college football at, and it's just a great place to the tradition there at New Mexico State. I mean, we had 5 guys at the Combine, Senior Bowl. We had a Heisman finalist, Diego Pavia. We had Eli Stowers there. We had 2 guys that got drafted at running back. I mean, there's a lot of guys that came through that door, developed, and obviously moved on. And so that's what we want to do: develop young men and pick the right guy and go in.
Hey, I love it.
Yeah,
Coach, we appreciate the time.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you
Stay
so much.
cool
I enjoyed it.
Here,
Yep,
friend.
thank you.
We coming out. I'm trying to be a professional here.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
Hey, out here live in Brophy, Central Phoenix, braving the heat. this guy definitely braving the heat. NAU's offensive coordinator making the trip all the way from 7K, hanging out with us in 4K. Cam Cox, Larson, Coach Larson, I got to know, what's it like being down here dealing with the 100-degree weather, the sun beating down on you, and all this talent?
It's amazing. Wouldn't miss it for the world. No, honestly, I love recruiting our home state of Arizona.
Clearly.
Our roster out of 105 guys is going to be as many as 55 guys from Arizona.
That's numbers.
And the talent in the state just continues to get better. I think as we see the city grow, the subsections grow, the talent just continues to get better, along with the great coaches that we have down here in the Valley.
One of my favorite things about your roster, the makeup of it, is how you guys handle offering at your camps, actually live and in person, not just fluffing these kids with like, oh, hey, come to our camp, and maybe you'll get the offer, and then you really don't, and then you just end up with a free t-shirt. Talk to me about the mentality and how you guys decided, like, hey, we're going to be serious about this and make room for these guys.
Absolutely. We want to prioritize recruiting guys that come to our camps because they're making an investment to drive to Flagstaff from wherever they're coming from, to pay for the camp, those types of things. We want to make sure we do our due diligence and offer kids the ball out at the camp. So it starts with the recruiting staff. They evaluate the tape of every single kid that signs up for the camp.
Coach Roshman,
Coach Tank, everybody that's involved. So every single kid will get looked at beforehand, so we don't come into it blind. We know about every single kid, what their tape looks like, and then we get out to the field with who you can ball out.
Hey, and there's still time right now. Sorry, Cam. I know you got
No,
questions,
I know
but
you got
there is still time because there are camps coming up. When are your camps? I know you got some of them in June. When do they start exactly? We need everybody to know.
Absolutely. So we have our individual camps on Sunday, June 7th, Sunday, June 14th. We also have our mega camp on Thursday, June 18th, and then Friday, June 19th. On top of that, June 6th, June 13th, June 20th, big man 7-on-7, which is more focused on full high school teams coming up.
Coach, can you rattle off some names that made some impact for you last year from the Valley?
Some guys from the Valley last year that made some impact for us. Let me see here. I'm thinking more of this year, to be honest.
Gotcha, okay.
So we got some up-and-coming guys, especially on the offensive side of the football that I'm thinking about. My Seth Curry played at Cesar Chavez.
Ooh.
He played a role for us last year. He caught a Hail Mary at the end of the half against Incarnate Word,
Yep, I remember that.
which was unbelievable. But now he's ready to step up an even bigger role into a starting role, extra receiver. So really excited about him. Up on the offensive line, some guys that are ready to have some breakout seasons. Brady Bakke from Centennial High School. He's moved into guard and done a really nice job, so really excited about him. We got Carter Lavruski back from Kansas, transferred in, went to Horizon High School. He's playing on the interior offensive line, looking really good. KT Carter from Desert Edge High School, transferred back from Hawaii. He's been figuring into the tackle spot. Camden Jury from Castile High School, came from Utah State. He's been in competition for the tackle spot, and he's been looking really good for us. So some of those guys are really excited about. In our tight end room, Hayden Daughtry from Highland High School played a lot as a true freshman last year. And he was thrust in the fire a little bit due to a little bit of injury and stuff like that at the position, but now it's really been fun to see him grow throughout a full offseason, get a lot faster, get a lot more confident with the playbook, all those types of things. Darius Haskins came back home. He came back from Rocky Mountain College, but super excited about what he's doing out there wide at the receiver spot. So really excited about a lot of these guys from the Valley that have been doing good things for us, stepping into bigger roles, transferred back home. However we got them, we're excited to watch them ball out this year.
Now, I don't know if that was Coach Jules saying practice is almost over, so we need to probably let you get back. But last question for me, coaching at Flagstaff, what's the best part about being at NAU, coaching up there?
Yeah, I think it's just being 7K built. We get to be up there at 7,000 feet. We're in a little bit different environment, being up there in the mountains, but it's a unique opportunity. You think about this, our athletic department, we've won the conference 232 times. So I don't care what sport you play, what athletes you're around, you're breathing rare air. You're breathing the 7K air. You're around elite athletes of all sports, no matter where you go. So if you're a football player, you're just around excellence every single day in all sports.
Amen.
Hey, last thing I got to know is, we go up there, we go to visit NAU. Where's the spot that we have to go to eat? Where's one spot that you're like, ooh, if I don't send Chili to this place, if I don't send Cam Cox to this place, like I did them wrong?
Yeah, I would say Fat Olives for Italian. That's probably my favorite place.
Okay.
We're going.
We're going. Yeah, we'll hit that.
Now the chicken parm's on unlimited availability every day, so don't go there too late.
Drop Coach Larson's name.
There we go.
Coach,
Maybe.
Coach Larson said, "Show up and get the chicken."
Coach
parm.
Larson said that
He
you
said,
hold the chicken
"Show up
parm for
before
us."
2:00, so you have to get up early." Okay?
Oh man.
All the lights stay on me. I treat the game like Wall Street. If not an M times 10 with the benefits, don't time is now. Now and never, I can't look back. It's mine forever, the record is stacked. It's like